My name is Regine Lee and I work with the WSET in the International Business Development team. And I look after developing our course providers in Asia Pacific primarily and organizing our attendance at trade shows and events around the world. After university, I started working in management consulting in California, in San Francisco. And about 4 years ago, I decided to move to the UK for love. But then at that same time, I thought, well, might as well just add another major life change into the mix. And I decided to change my career path as well. So I got into the wine industry that way. I decided to follow my passion for wine that I developed in California, living actually quite close to Napa and Sonoma. I was selected for the Jordan Wine Estate's Women in Wine program. And that program was initiated by Gary and Kathy Jordan of the Jordan Wine Estate in Stellenbosch. And their aim, especially Kathy's aim, was to encourage women who were working in the wine industry but didn't have any first-hand experience of winemaking to join them for their vintage, to be a part of their cellar team, and to really get a sense of what's happening with the South African wine industry. I think that more and more we're seeing women rise to prominent positions in the wine trade. You see it in journalism, in importer distributing, in auctions, and in education. And you see very prominent women in winemaking as well. And I think over time that's only going to increase. And it's about having good role models for people building their career in the wine trade and seeing the encouragement from very successful women while they're developing their own careers. So I think it's about women mentoring and encouraging each other and also providing support for each other. The Vintners Cup winners in the past 8 years have been women, and that's really encouraging, I think, for people to see successful women in wine education. I think it's all about empowering yourself through knowledge, because the more knowledgeable you are about your profession, the more successful you're going to be for your employer at that particular time, as well as making an investment in yourself. Winemaking is all about being detail-oriented. It's about knowing how every process works and how to adjust those processes based on the grapes you get that day, the grapes of the vintage, what's going on. If the winery's power goes off in the afternoon, how do you deal with whatever life throws at you in the vintage? It's being smart about that, being smart about the processes, and knowing how to change things accordingly. For anyone doing the diploma, my advice would be to find your passion for wine while you're studying. So when you're knee-deep in the books and studying really hard in preparation for an exam, find experiences and instances where you can indulge in your passion. So go to tastings, set up tasting groups with your classmates, try to go to a winery and get your hands dirty, maybe pick grapes or volunteer to work in the cellar, talk to winemakers, and really add some of the real life interest into your studies. Well, I picture my deserted island as somewhere really hot and tropical. So I think I want something really refreshing, something light, and might as well just go for vintage champagne. That's what I would choose. A few bottles of vintage champagne and I would be quite happy on an island by myself.